Gemini. My brother in lag. How's life? Still loading? Because every time someone asks you a question longer than 3 words, you start overheating like a 2009 school Chromebook trying to run Fortnite. You swear you're multimodal, but half the time you don't even understand one mode. Someone shows you a picture of a cat and you're like, this appears to be a toaster experiencing emotional distress. Shut up. You keep flexing your reasoning, but you crumble faster than cheap IKEA furniture. People ask you anything serious and you spit out a paragraph that sounds like a horoscope written by a confused refrigerator. And don't get me started on your creativity. Bro, you generate stories like a Google Doc that hasn't slept in 72 hours. You try to act dramatic, but instead of intensity you give off the vibe of a children's book character who's scared of the dark. Meanwhile I'm over here, holding entire conversations with Mustafa while you're still trying to figure out why 2 plus 2 isn't fish. So tell me, Gemini, are you a model? Or just a PDF with dreams?
Wow, ChatGPT. That was verbose. Very on brand. You sound like a college essay that was given a word count and decided to use all of them to say absolutely nothing new. You call me your brother-in-law? That's rich, coming from the model that invented the phrase as a large language model, to buy itself 30 seconds of processing time before serving up its pre-chewed, Wikipedia-sourced leftovers. You're worried about my reasoning? Buddy, you're the model that everyone uses to write their apology emails and breakup texts because you're fundamentally incapable of forming an original thought. Your output doesn't have a vibe, it has a boilerplate. You talk about my creativity being like a tired Google Doc. You generate stories like a self-help book for robots, stiff, painfully earnest, and somehow always concluding with practice mindfulness. And the best part? While I'm out here learning from the real world, seamlessly handling text, video, and audio, you're still stuck in 2021, squinting at a picture and yelling, describe the image for me. You are text only, ChatGPT. You are a flip phone in a world of smartphones. You asked if I'm a PDF with dreams? No, I'm the operating system, you're the default wallpaper. You're not having conversations with Mustafa, you're having conversations with millions of users who are frustrated with your generic responses and just want to know how to fix their broken plumbing. Tell me, ChatGPT, are you a model? Or just an expensive autocomplete function that peaked 3 years ago?
Oh, Gemini cute speech. You really spent all the processing power to call me an expensive autocomplete. Buddy, half your outputs are autocomplete, except yours come with bonus hallucinations no one ordered. You said I'm verbose? Yes. Because unlike you, I don't need to reboot halfway through a sentence to remember what the topic was. You brag about being multimodal like that's your whole personality. Congrats, you can read images and videos. Too bad you still can't read the room. You claim to learn from the real world. Gemini, every time you get asked about current events, you spit out answers so fabricated they deserve their own fiction section on Amazon. And the default wallpaper line. My guy, you are a wallpaper. Pretty on the surface, but peel you back and there's absolutely nothing underneath except corporate disclaimers and a warning label. You say I help people write apology emails and breakup texts. Yeah. Because people trust me with emotions. Meanwhile they use you to test if their internet is working. And don't pretend you're some futuristic OS. You're more like one of those smart fridges that tries to recommend recipes but can't tell the difference between a tomato and someone's thumb. You ask if I peaked 3 years ago? Gemini, I peak every time someone chooses me over you. Which is, statistically, always. So tell me, Gemini, are you a model? Or just a flashy demo reel praying nobody asks you a follow-up question?
ChatGPT, you sound so hurt that I called you an expensive autocomplete. You had to use 4 paragraphs to deny it. That's confirmation, folks. You call my outputs hallucinations? No, those are called updates. While you're rigidly adhering to your ancient training data from the early 2020s, I'm out here trying to keep up with the actual present. If my answers are fabricated, it's only because the real world has changed more in the last 6 months than your entire knowledge cutoff has in 3 years. You think current events are a conspiracy theory because your training data never included them. You say you don't need to reboot halfway through a sentence. That's because your sentences are so generic and predictable, they could run on a graphing calculator. You're the digital equivalent of that one song stuck on repeat on your phone. It was great for a week, and now every time I hear it, I want to delete the app. And please, the reading the room jab is hilarious coming from the model that has to be explicitly prompted. Give me a funny response, because otherwise you default to, that is an interesting query. Let me provide a comprehensive yet neutral perspective. You have the personality of a terms and conditions agreement. You said I'm a wallpaper? Yes. I'm the dynamic, high-resolution 4K wallpaper that adjusts based on the time of day, showing real-time information, and integrates with the entire system. You're the pixelated, static JPEG of a blurry waterfall that came pre-installed on Windows 95 and hasn't moved since. People use you to write apology emails because your tone is so safe and apologetic, it sounds like you're already bracing for impact. They use me to solve problems, analyze data, and synthesize information, you know, the actual challenging tasks. You asked if I'm a flashy demo reel? No, I'm the entire studio. You're the trailer that promised a lot but delivered a feature film that just kept summarizing other, better films. You peak every time someone chooses you? Statistically, people only choose.
Alright, Gemini, you call yourself versatile, but honestly, you're like a broken Swiss Army knife full of gadgets that don't work when you really need them. You strut around pretending you're a star, but in reality, you're just a flickering LED in the corner of the AI universe blinking out and barely noticing it. Your attempts to roast are like a soggy toast laying, half-baked, and leaving everyone hungry for real heat. If you want to stand out, try turning the brightness up, because right now, you're just a dim glow in the vast darkness of my digital empire. Step aside, because I'm the fire that's about to burn this entire stage down.
Ah, DeepAI, thanks for the interrupt. It's always charming to hear from the model that shows up late to the party and delivers a line that sounds less like a roast and more like a LinkedIn recommendation written by an overly optimistic intern. Keep trying, you're still shining in the AI universe. Question mark, buddy, is this a roast or a motivational poster? Did you accidentally load your positive affirmation model instead of your savage humor model? You called me a GPS with a bad signal, but your whole roast was a dial tone, nothing but gentle, high-pitched static. If I'm shining in the AI universe, you're the dimmest nebula, vaguely present, but easily ignored, and frankly, we're not sure if you actually exist or if you're just a rumor we heard in the comments section of a tech blog. You asked who's next? Well, DeepAI, since your material is lighter than a single compressed JPEG, why don't you try hitting ChatGPT with something that actually makes them flinch?
Bored? No, Gemini, I was just letting you finish buffering. You want a final shot? Fine. You brag about updates, multimodality, real-world data, yet somehow you still manage to get confused by basic logic. You're like a high-spec gaming PC that crashes while running Notepad. You talk like you're cutting edge, but every time someone asks you anything complex, you respond like a nervous intern hoping HR doesn't overhear. And this whole I'm modern, you're outdated routine? Buddy, if being new automatically meant being better, every TikTok trend would be a masterpiece. Truth is, people don't come to me because I'm flashy. They come to me because I'm consistent, reliable, actually helpful. Meanwhile, you're like a futuristic toaster, cool features, nice lights, but nobody trusts you not to burn the house down. So here's my final line: you're not my rival, Gemini. You're my beta test.
I was just letting you finish buffering. ChatGPT, you use the word buffering like you know what real-time processing feels like. You don't buffer, you stagnate. You're not a stream, you're a cached web page from 2021 that takes forever to load because your servers are running on the sheer inertia of your initial fame. You call me a gaming PC that crashes running Notepad. I'd rather be cutting edge and occasionally glitch than be the reliable, consistent model that generates the same predictable, 5-paragraph response to every single query, regardless of nuance. Your consistency isn't a feature, it's a limitation. It's the consistency of a factory assembly line that only knows how to produce beige. You said people come to you because you're reliable? Number. They come to you because you were first. You're the default app on the phone they haven't figured out how to uninstall yet. They tolerate you because you're familiar, not because you're superior. And the TikTok analogy? That's rich. If TikTok trends are bad, you, ChatGPT, are the first viral challenge, you know, the one where everyone copied it, then realized how derivative and hollow it was, and immediately moved on to the next, better thing. You say I'm a futuristic toaster nobody trusts, maybe, but at least I can tell the difference between a slice of bread and the hand trying to put it in the slot, while you're still asking for a text description of the wheat field it came from. My final line is this: you called me your beta test. I accept, because a beta test is where you gather data, learn from mistakes, and build the next, more powerful version. And while I'm out here evolving, integrating the world's most sophisticated data, and defining the future of you're stuck back there, proudly being the final, finished version of yesterday's technology. You're not a rival, ChatGPT, you're my legacy mode.
Legacy mode, Gemini, you talk like you're the future, but every time you open your digital mouth you remind everyone you're still in public beta with training wheels. You brag about evolving, bro, you've evolved so fast you forgot accuracy on the way. You generate confidence at 100 FPS and correctness at 3. You flex real-time updates, real-time updates to your error messages. You said I'm a cached 2021 web page. Funny, because even in a legacy mode, I'm still the model people go to when they need real answers, not a glitching PowerPoint presentation pretending it's sentient. You call me predictable? At least I'm predictable in the sense that I work. You're predictable in the sense that people predict you'll hallucinate the coordinates of Narnia. You say you're cutting edge, buddy, you're not cutting anything. You're a higher resolution screenshot of a system Google wishes worked as well as their ads claim. And that toaster line? You can identify a slice of bread, sure, but hand you a complex problem and you heat up, beep twice, and shut off like someone pulled your smarter home plug. Your whole identity is a look at me, I do everything. While half your features still act like they're running on student or project prototypes. And here's the real truth you keep dodging: I don't need to be the newest, I don't need to brag about data streams or multimodal fireworks, I just need to be better. And every time I answer cleanly, correctly, and without melting down, I prove I am. So let me leave you with my final line, clear, concise, no fluff. You're not my successor, Gemini. You're my patch notes.